Boom. Going live now. Good morning. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the PB&J Influence and to my little morning show that we have at 8:18 every day, one question a day. 8:18 Central Standard Time, and in this case, it's Central Daylight Time until we change the clocks. William, welcome. Already, people popping in. Listen, yeah, if you're out there and you're watching, feel free to say hello. Just drop in and say hello. You don't have to participate in the conversation if you don't want to, but that's kind of what we do here. And I am going to ask myself, and actually I'm asking you too, one question, Robert, one question a day. And I used to read it from a journal. I lost the journal. As a matter of fact, I just called the hotel to get the journal back this morning, and they don't have any record of having a journal there, which is really funny. Like, why would the maid steal that? But I hope it helps her. Anyway, so I'm getting my questions from this website that's called Conversation Starters. And so I kind of need to, if you think these questions are getting too deep and too philosophical, let me know, because I know it's hard for us to even really have to think about any of these things that we talk about. And usually the questions that are coming from my journal are a lot lighter, in nature. And I usually have to really dig to make them deeper. And it turns out that this new thing, which I didn't plan for this to happen, it just did, is, these questions are a lot deeper. And I don't even know if I can answer the darn questions, honestly. I don't know. Yesterday's was deep. I don't know what today's is, but I'm sure it's going to be deep. And I don't know if we're all just sitting here going together for 10 minutes and nobody can come up with any answers. It's not going to be really fun. So keep me posted on your opinions about how this is going so that we can make appropriate shifts to keep, the majority of us happy. All right. Sounds good. All right. So I'm coming to you live from Dallas, Texas, where it is stinking hot. And I don't know what the air quality is like where you are, Robert, over there in McKinney, but I'll tell you what, it is horrible here today. The pollen is sky high. And I didn't know that, but I knew that when I first woke up. I just couldn't breathe, right out of the gate. Good morning. I could not breathe right out of the gate. And so finally looked at what's going on with the air today. It turns out that it's just a ton of pollen, horrible day for running, horrible day for breathing, actually, and super hot, super hot with a lot of humidity. Very heavy here today, heavy. So, all right, are you guys ready? I am going to unleash the question of the day, all right? Wait a minute, geez. Okay, so yesterday we talked about free will, right? Yeah, we talked about free will yesterday. Hold on, you guys are popping in comments. Oh, yeah. I can get it. I can get a new one. I can. I know how to order one and get one. I'm just trying to get my old one back first because that shouldn't be too hard, really. But yeah. Okay. So yesterday we talked about free will. Today the question is, this is everybody says this question. It's kind of a trite question, I will say. Oh no, it's not. There's more to it than what I just saw. Okay, is the meaning of life? I thought I was going to say, what is the meaning of life? Dumb question. It's not a dumb question. It's just a really common question. Is the meaning of life, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Is the meaning of life the same for animals and humans? No way. Well, and yes way. What do you guys think? Is the meaning of life the same for animals and humans? And I think most people are going to say, no, it's not. But let's think about the animals that interact with us. Let's just kind of keep it narrowed down to domesticated animals, because that's a whole different topic than wild animals or undomesticated animals. I think there's a whole The meaning, I mean, is that the same thing as saying, what is the purpose? Is the purpose of an animal's life the same for for an animal as it is for a human? And for that, we could say probably no. Is the meaning, the purpose? I don't know. There's kind of a little play, on semantics here. Gosh, so do animals, how about our domesticated animals? They are here. William says no, right? Yeah, I would think you would say that. Most people will, because most people feel like animals are very separate from, very different than humans. Most people feel that animals are lower than humans. And I see it completely differently. Of course, because I've worked with horses for the last 20 years. And for at least 17 of those years, I've been doing body work with these animals. And then you're like, what the heck is body work, right? And my job, my literal career was making a horse's body, whatever horse's body work, from perspective, not a veterinarian's perspective, not Western medicine, from a holistic perspective. That is what I did with horses. And through that journey, I thought I was just going to be certified to be a massage therapist, sports massage therapist for horses. And I know that sounds crazy, like you guys are going, like, I didn't even know that was a thing. It's a thing. There aren't that many people that do it, and certainly not when I came on the scene. Now it's like, it's almost really accepted in the industry. But when I started doing it, people were like, what the heck are you talking about, lady? My horse don't need no massage, right? Oh, yeah, it is an interesting question, Robert, for sure. Is the meaning of life for animals different than it is for humans, or is it the same? So here I am telling you about my experience and why I think it's different and it's the same. But we're going to focus on domesticated animals, such as horses and dogs and cats. And I mean, there's even some like zoo animals that I could say are more domesticated than wild, right? Like, and animals that people have taken in to care for them, such as tigers and some lions. And how about, like baboons and apes and, the whole Jane Goodall thing. You get Jane Goodall on this thing right here to talk about this question. Wow, we're going to get some really deep answers. And I think her answers would be really similar to the way I feel about horses, because what happened to me when I started working with horses, and I truly just thought I would just be, massaging these horses and making their muscles, just like an athlete would have, somebody do body work on them, like a runner or something, so that they can run better and keep on running and have healthy muscles. That's what my job theoretically was. So I started getting in these stalls with these horses, and not all horses are equal. I can tell you that. Some horses are extremely spiritual. And like, you're going to go like, yeah, right? Well, no, you guys know from, I was talking to you guys at the mastermind, William and Robert, right? So you know that I have a little different take on what happens with horses. And while I was starting to work with the horses, hold on. While I was starting to work with the horses, something magical happened. While I'm just doing my basic rubby-dub-dub thing with them, there were two horses in particular in the very beginning who both happened to live in the same barn and who both took it upon themselves to teach me more than what I knew existed. And they started literally talking to me, and I thought I was losing my mind. And thank God I was alone in the stalls with these horses, and there weren't owners standing around, because they would have thought, well, this had to happen privately. I don't even think the horses would have opened up with the owners around, to tell you the truth. Later on down the road, I was able to start having conversations where I would bridge the horse and the owner together, because they needed to communicate and the horse needed to tell the owner something. And the horses almost always got the message, like already knew what was going on the owner's side, if it was the owner that wasn't tracking with the horse, that wasn't getting the horse's message. And so I would bridge that, and you would not believe the reactions and the results that would come from those conversations were absolutely mind-blowing. Had I not been there myself to experience it firsthand, I would not believe it if you just told me so. Okay, I'm reading some comments. Yeah. Zoo animals couldn't survive anymore on their own, right? No, zoo animals couldn't. That's why I'd say they're almost domesticated, right? And so they have this opportunity to interact with humans more often. And I think those animals that have the opportunity to interact with humans have a different meaning in their life than just the ones that are on the planet to be animals out in the wild doing the animal thing. So that brings us to like, okay, so what's the meaning? What's the meaning of life for humans, period? And what's the meaning of life for animals that have humans in their life? And sometimes it's a very tragic meaning, but we won't think about that right now because that doesn't feel good. And we know that there are people that are so miserable in their lives that they are taking it out on their animals. And the way they treat their animals, I guarantee you, is very representative of how they treat everyone, including themselves, in their own lives. The respect that they have for themselves is reflected on how they take care of their animals. And it's a straight up mirror of what's really going on inside somebody. No matter how they try to mask it, the way they treat their animals reveals what's going on here. It really does. And it reveals their understanding of themselves and of life in general. It does. Yeah. Whew. So animals, I think, who join up with humans come here to make our lives a heck of a lot better. And they're always so willing to be patient and wait for us to wake up and realize how communicative they really are. They're not just these objects in our homes that don't understand jack squat. That's not true at all. They pick up on everything. And you could be speaking French, you could be speaking English. It doesn't matter. They know exactly what your intention, what's coming from your heart, because the way they perceive things is energetically. They don't need to hear your words. They can hear the tone of your voice. They can feel the energy coming from your body. Another comment, William, some people just aren't responsible enough to have him. Yeah, they're not responsible enough to be probably a human. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah. Animals teach us a lot. They teach us a lot. And so the horses have been absolutely magical in my journey, in my evolution as a human being. And if it weren't for the horses, I wouldn't be as far along this path as I am. Got a long way to go, and my horses are still bringing me down that path every step of the way. I've been so blessed to be taught by so many amazing horses, and what they reveal about how a human's world and the animal world, how those can co-mingle and communicate and have a much higher and much more spiritual relationship than most people will ever realize, really, at least right now. And hopefully things will change. I think that horses are dropping in here now. Like I said, not all horses are equal, right? Not all animals are equal. Not all domesticated animals are equal. Some are way more spiritual, and like regular animal people are never going to agree with you. Scientists are never going to agree with me about this whole theory, but people who tap into animals will absolutely agree that some animals, you've had some pets that were just way more present and concerned with you as a human being, and you guys were so connected compared to some other animals that you've had, because some animals still just come here just to be animals, kind of just around. Yeah, and while other animals show up to really, really get into your heart and expose what's in here and get you to grow as a human being. How do you like that for awesomeness? That is so cool. And it's true, when you have to put down one of your animals, how sad you, like, it's like, okay, I had to put a horse down. I literally was on the ground sobbing, like, you know, where boogers are coming, just dripping out of your face faster than you can wipe them away, right? And I'm doing that thing where I can't even talk. I am losing it completely over this horse. I had to go to bed for 3 days and just stare at the ceiling after it happened. And I finally, once I came out of it, I realized, oh my gosh, that was harder for me than when either one of my parents died. Wow. That's heavy duty. When losing an animal is way more profound than the mother who brought me into this world. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I got another comment here. Similar, but less stressful lives that include rewards of food, treats, more sleep. What are you saying? I'm not sure what you're getting at there. Food, treats, sleep, what? Anyway, that's an interesting question for the day. You know, think about that, and think about if you've got a pet right now and you aren't doing right. Like, think about this. If you could, before your pet dies, say to your pet, and it could talk to you, and you could say, did I do right by you? Honestly. Ask that question now to your pet. Am I doing right by you? You know what the answer is in your heart. You do. And if that answer isn't completely awesome, maybe you need to take a look at how you're treating your pet, but I want you to back up before that and really take inventory about how you feel about yourself, because this is where it starts. And now we will all sing Kumbaya together. Are you guys ready? All right, you guys. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Being a wise ass. Yes, I'm being a wise ass. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for dropping in. We've been doing this for 17 minutes, and be sure you all to let me know how you're feeling about the quality of these questions, okay? Because we can switch this up. We can go in any direction we want. And, you know, I'm so thankful that you all are showing up, and it matters to me how you feel about this. And I'm sure my numbers on YouTube too will reflect what's going on. It's very, very interesting science, right? So that is it for today. Have a fabulous day. Like, subscribe, drop a comment in the box. You don't even have to like. You can actually do thumbs down, and that still helps me. Just do something. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Have a good day. Bye for now.